All right, T.F.C. Look, before we get started, this is great. This is an episode that I think that some people need to go over. I'm still learning my way through this. Hey, if you like the videos, hit subscribe, hit like, share it on Instagram. If you don't like it, tell somebody about it. Send the link so they can watch it and tell you if they like it. All right, if you want to support the channel, you can send a little bit to a Cash App. We are not sponsored by anyone. We do this out of love of life, the love of Southern living, baby, at its finest. Hey, so look, what we got here is, when I first started, I went out and bought this type of tackle box. Now, I was transitioning everything out of these tackle boxes, either to hanging up or a different tackle box that we're gonna talk about right now. But so you don't want to go too cheap. So I went in and bought my first tackle box and a bag to cover it in for about $17, and it didn't last. I mean, we're gonna kill it. So then I moved up to these here. These are Planos, right? They got a nice snap to them. Kind of thick. The best thing out of this I learned from the cheap ones we had to these is your dividers. The way they fit, it keeps stuff from sliding underneath. And when you get the flips upside down, it don't slide underneath. You know, it was getting irritating, man. So, you know, I'm learning, and you should too. I mean, anybody probably tell you the same thing. Good things are selling cheap, and cheap things are selling good. So I'm learning. So back due to no further response, we moved up in the product line in the Planos to the Edge. Let me tell you something. There's nothing in here because I wanted to not shake it around and make a lot of noise, but they got it right on this one. They got it right. They kept it sleek. They got different sizes you can get by your thickness and whether you're using it. I believe it has a line on both sides that it's gonna be able to slide into something that stacks inside the bass boats. I don't know if that's out. It might be out. I don't know. It might be behind on me. If it is out, hey, buy it. So this wise is great. One, instead of standard 1 and 2, you got a full rope. You can write down what is actually in here. So if you are using that system that holds it in and slides it in like this, and that's all you can see, you know exactly what it is. So you know you have to go through that fumbling, pulling out, looking. Oh, that ain't in there. That ain't in there. For me, I'm on a kayak. I'm not on one of those really nice kayaks right now. I'm just starting off, so me leaning, I can really feel my lean. So I can't stand up in mine. So me turning around to grab something, you know, it gets irritating, especially somebody that's going by you and they waking you. So the ability to be able to just look back and see what I want to grab by the name of it is unbelievable. And then eventually with a bass boat, it'd be even better to pop a lid open and you can know where you're going. Especially if you're very organized like I'm trying to be. I highly suggest you get very organized. All you gotta do is make it a habit, man. Do it for like 7 times, 8 times, however that saying is, and it'll become a habit. Being organized with fishing is great. It allows, you know, my first time pulling the boat on the back of the car, with the back of the truck, I hated bringing it back in. You know, I was tired already, and I didn't put everything up, and I went inside, and the next day it rained, I had to get it. Now, I pull in, I already got my list in my head, how to unhook my boat. You know, you want to be organized when you fish, man. So, me personally, I probably have a whole bunch of these, because I'm probably going to put, like, frogs of one color in one thing, you know, or brands or the type of hooks. I'm gonna find some type of way to be really organized, so when I go to certain lakes, I know exactly what to grab that I've been successful at those lakes. So let's get back to it. So the edge, this is how it's gonna pop open. Right there, top. And it's connected to the top. I like that for the simple fact is even when you close it, you sealing it. And that's really cool. You probably like, okay, what's the big thing about sealing? Around here, they have rubber. This is probably gonna fall out. Around here, it has rubber. So when you seal it in, it's making a closed contact. I don't think it's not airtight because it's not airtight, right? But the rubber has a groove on it. And so when you close it, it might better fall in water. It's probably gonna take water in, but at a slow rate. But here's the thing about that. When it closes in, it might be, it's probably airtight to the fact that they have a water wicker inside of there. And they probably don't want to pull moisture outside because it's moisture in the air, right? Everybody's like 6th grade, I guess. I don't know what grade I was, but I was moisture in the air. There's moisture in the air, and I'm sure that they want to keep it inside. Should be working here. So I'm probably gonna put this one right here in the middle, like this here, something like that. And then you got dividers. You can make it whatever size. This probably be one of those boxes I do. I pick something like I might just do all my frogs in here. You know what I mean? Right now, southern summer frogs. I don't know. Whatever way you need to organize, you organize the way you need to organize, so you can be quick and efficient. Especially like me, you work a lot, and I don't have a lot of time sometimes. Sometimes I get up and I only got a few hours to fish, so I need to be able to look and see where, know when I'm going the night before I load up everything. So when I wake up in the morning, all I gotta do is brush my teeth, and then I can hit the road. My boat's already connected, ready to go. Just pull out and roll, baby. So you come with these dividers, and here's his thing. I'm sure the brands have it, but the dividers actually has little holes in it. And I'm gonna guess, I'm not a betting man, but I'm not an idiot too. The thing that allows that airflow to travel, because you seal it, and it allows this thing here to do its job. So I give them all the credit in the world for that. You gotta think about it. Who sits around trying to make a Tacklebox better? They do. You know what I mean? Like, think about that. Like, the owner of this company sat down with his team and said, today we need to make a Tacklebox better. And somebody who probably don't work anymore is like, that's the dumbest idea. We should focus on this. I tell you, they did it. Let me show you another cool one. You can take this off. I didn't realize that until like a couple days ago after I had it and I went fishing with it, that this pops off. Booyah, that pops off. Don't be an idiot. I see people online with it all the time. But we don't put it there. We're not sponsored, but if you like what you see, send something to Cash App. Help pay for this. It's pretty cool. So this is it right here. Now, I'm gonna be honest with you guys. It doesn't work like this that good. So in future videos, you will see that I have what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna cut the roll out so they fit around it. See when you put it in there, it'll start to pop it up. And that's why I keep mine, Old Faithful. Look at that right there. That thing they've been known to snap and cook too. And so what I mean is, I want to put it right here. So I'm gonna cut these 4, and it should leave a hole, and then I can put it in and fit it. So I'm probably gonna have to buy another one of these, as my crankbaits move up. I got something old fashioned like this one. I got this a long time ago. I had this before I even fished, man. This thing here, man. I got this from a buddy of mine who was in South Carolina, and we used these in South Carolina. I haven't had no luck in Georgia with them. That's probably because I don't know what I'm doing yet. But it's the great thing. So they're in there, they're movable, and then when you close down, they push it down into those cushions. They don't really move. And this one's pretty thick. I think this one's around, let's see, you do the finger rule. This one's around 3, 2.5, 2.78. I'm sure they got a real size on it, but you do that part of the research. I say buy one of these, then 2 cheap ones, right? Because eventually you're gonna buy another one of the cheap ones. This is nice, thick, hard plastic like this is, and it's not heavy, so they got it right. And the little things like the little textures on the side, your hands are wet, it's more grip, easy to grab. They did it right. I mean, whoever thought of this was, Hobie's got promotion or something. Plano, if you're looking, if you're listening, the guy who made this, I'd love to do a video call with him and see what's his process on this, because this is unbelievable, man. And again, this one is, let me see, this is the 3700 series. This one here you just put down. So I'm probably gonna organize my crankbaits by color or shades, or when I'm gonna use them, some kind of organization, so I can say, summer crankbaits, dark colors or light colors, the water's clear, to match that. That way I don't go out randomly. I don't have a big boat, so I try to be very organized. I only can fit about 3 of these with me, so they gotta cover it and then whatever I put on my reel when I first go out there, I got those baits. But if I'm halfway out there and I'm thinking and I'm starting to see things are changing, like the watercolor's a little darker, or they're not in the spot where they was last time. They're moving on me, and I need to get to them. I need to get something different. I don't have a lot of arsenal I can go to, so I got to be very efficient. So if you're in my boat, this is a big thing. You can put your summer, like in here, I got it mixed up because I don't have a lot. I'm still growing. I got my plopper in there, good old faithful right there. I'm not gonna really use him this summer. Not right now. It's really hot. If I should put in comments, I should use him. But I'm probably not gonna use him this summer. I haven't learned how to fish with him. But I know I will have a case full of these. So if I'm taking them out, I grab those, and I'll have to grab a case full of these. You know what I mean? Oh, this is one from Monster Bass before. This is pretty nice. I mean, truthfully, it look like the other one we got in the other video. But hey, they doing their thing. They doing their thing. They selling it, they swinging and banging, sitting on boats. All right, now this is it right here, man. This is another example of, this is the 3700 series, but this is the terminal tackle box. I love this. But my other tackle box, for one, I hope this aged well, where I can stay seeing through it. The other one, they cloudy, they get dirty, you gotta open them. Sometimes you're on water and it's not as calm, or I know when it gets cold, it's gonna be cold, and changing stuff out there in that water is not gonna be easy. So the way I got my weights in here, I got my hooks. That's why I can do it at this angle. I got my hooks in here. I got one of these guys here. I like these. The weights already built into it. They sink, they're pretty good. I keep my hook. You got your wicker in there, which is man, I'm telling you. So when you put your stuff back in here, sometimes you just throw it down to the side, and then if I'm changing, I cut it, put it down to the side, add a new lure to it, and then before I pull out the dock, I grab it all, and then I throw it in like here, or if it's a crankbait or whatever it is, or if it's a top water bait, I just throw it in inside of it, and then when I get home, I reorganize it all, right? So I'm changing that whole process. I'm gonna pull over at the place where I'm at, and when I get my boat out the water, pull over to the staging area they have, and I'm gonna put stuff back where it goes, so I ain't gotta do nothing when I get home. And this is unbelievable. The fact that, serious. I mean, if you're gonna buy two cheap ones, you might buy one nice one. I mean, it's really that expensive. I don't know, maybe 17, 18 bucks. I caught it on sale. I wish I could share it, but I'm not sponsored by no one, so there's no discount or codes or nothing I have. If you listen, Plano, you can always reach out to me, Instagram, Cash App. Send some money away. I'm pretty sure this company got Cash App. So when you put your hooks back in, you have a little space between the connector and the holder, which allows moisture to go. Remember that ring I told you guys about the other one? When you close it on here, it's pretty much gonna seal it in. So all the moisture that you have on your hooks from using, or your weights from using them, that's on there, you think it's dry, but it's not dry. And that's what happens is the moisture get in your terminal tackle box, and it rusts everything. And that's not gonna keep you from catching no fish, but I don't wanna stab myself with a rusty hook. For some reason, I like the look of stuff that looks good. It's just how I am, so I can see everything very clear, exactly what it is, so I can put it back where it's at. And then you got this old faithful water wicker right there in the middle, pulling moisture out. Now, I'll be honest, I didn't do no research on how long this lasts, or how do you know when to change it? I don't know, so I keep up with that. If anybody knows, please put it down in the comments. Now, back to what we're talking about. Plano, they got the right thing done. I mean, I think it's a great product. I think you should go out and buy one, see how it is, or let your friend buy one. It's just like buying a boat, right? The best days when your friend buys it, the worst days when your friend sells it. So, but if you're out and about, you're gonna go to Walmart, you're gonna pay $7 for two cheap ones. I mean, the cheap ones where you can't keep nothing in between them. The thing doesn't stay, stuff flies over the top of them. You might as well buy one good one. You buy one good one, and it'll work for you, I promise you. I've dropped this thing. Look at that, look at that. I mean, that's just amazing, man. If you put it on there, look at that. Look at that. That's amazing. I dropped this thing and nothing happened, nothing popped over, so Plano, you did good on this one. Look, so that's the end of the video. Look, please pay attention to our videos. We just some southern boys just trying to do little fish and good life and cars and food. So if you look at our recipe videos, we got recipes of food. We're gonna start doing recipes of things we catch and eat. All right. So if you're out and about, pick one of these up. Pretty good products.